the seeker says, oh, he's right, or she's right. I do have these issues, and I've been blinded by them. I've been leading a completely reactive life, reacting to everything, and not even realize that I'm reacting. I think I am the reaction. That's a sort of full identification with ego, versus the next step being, now I'm watching the ego function, and I may be still reacting, but I know that they're just reactions and they're not me. They're just, we'll say, programmed by all those thousands of lifetimes in which we acted a certain way and solidified ourselves into an individual sense of self. So why we did the meditation is we can feel the energy in our energy field, in our mind, in our body. And then when we feel the same energy in the air and in the entire universe, suddenly it's like our mind can relax and end up merging into this infinite energy. And you may, for a moment or longer, experience yourself to be everything and everywhere. Some people will have those experiences for a second and then drop out of it and go back to being me as Brian or whatever. But even for that second of feeling a merger with all of creation, that blows your mind. Because you realize that I'm not the one that's here. I'm not this thing. I am this. For a second, a split second, if you could experience that, it breaks the sense of separation and individuality that one has believed one's entire life. It's almost like there's a crack in the ego that believes in separation. And then you don't have a doubt anymore that I am everything. I mean, I guess you could have doubts because you could go back into your mind and start experiencing things as separate and then decide, oh, that experience never existed. You could. Oh, it never happened. We'll just ignore that. That was just an imagination, an illusion. I made that up. True, you could. But if you can continue to feel that merging day by day, continue to practice and work at it and feel it more and more, it will become more and more your reality until it becomes a permanent experience of being. This is what we're trying to do. We're trying to, in one sense, retrain ourselves, right? Retrain ourselves from separation from God to I am the divine. Because for all the previous thousands of lifetimes, we've trained ourselves to be separate. Constantly. The first thing we do, we wake up in the morning, we say, oh, I'm separate. I'm a person. I'm walking around and I'm going to eat some breakfast. It's like that's the very first thing we think. We don't think that everything is God when we wake up. Who does that? Maybe you have a sign on your ceiling that says, everything is God. That might be a good start, Very first thing, you open your eyes. Everything is God. Then you walk around, you go, what's the problem? Where are all the problems? Everything is God. Mind and emotions might try to trick you into feeling like that there's problems. But you're trying to set a tone for the day so that even if the problem consciousness comes, your philosophy helps you to stay more stable. You want to live by a kind of philosophy. I would rather live by a philosophy of everything is God than the universe is against me and everyone hates me, right? Which philosophy do you want to live, right? It's actually, and some people do choose to, live in the fight and that's fine, that's up to them. But just be aware that whatever philosophy that you live by, you're manifesting that philosophy. You're creating that for yourself. You're programming that into your psyche. So then we come to satsang, and then I'm constantly saying, everything is God, everything is God, everything is God. Repeat, repeat, repeat. And then all the mantras are saying, I am divine, I am divine, I am divine. This is really all that we're doing. Because the rest of the 23 hours of the day, everyone else is saying, no, 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 you're separate. And it's not just that people are saying separate, is that their minds are thinking, I'm separate from you. So there's an energy of this world of separation that everyone is sending out into the universe or onto Earth. There's a collective consciousness that seems to be against the idea that everything is just the one supreme goddess. So then you must create your own world.